Hi, my name's Jim Flood, and I'm the lead instructor of Neural Defense stationed in Paradise, Newfoundland, as well as our second location in St. John's, Newfoundland. Now, I've been waiting to do this video for approximately a year. Today is my 60th birthday, right? So I figured, you know what? I might as well get over and done with right now. What I want to talk to you about is mental health. Like I say, I've been thinking about doing this video for about a year. I've been putting it off, mostly because of my ego, right? Because I've always been brought up to try and appear strong, try and appear as a leader. And unfortunately, 2005, I got in a bad car accident, ended up in a coma for 20 days, an induced coma, right? I broke my leg, broke my wrist, fractured my skull in 2 different areas, and I was a complete mess. It took at least 3 years for me to get back to normal. During that time, when I did get back to normal, so-called normal, right, I was trying to hide from everybody that I was still a mess. I was a mess inside. Mentally, I was still a mess. But I had to appear strong. I wanted to get back to coaching the national team. I wanted to get back to coaching my students, running my own business. And unfortunately, right, or fortunately, I appeared to be normal, except I knew inside that I was struggling. I was struggling with depression. I was struggling with anxiety. I was struggling with a lot of things. I was struggling with my memory. But I was able to mask that and appear to be fairly normal. Now, during that time, right, I started teaching again, and thanks to my good friends, Mazamo Nawaz, he had me teaching for WACO. He let me start coaching the WACO team and stuff like that. I took a couple of teams over to different countries. We had a great time over there. The students did really well over there. But I was a mess, right? And while I was doing it, I had so much responsibility. I had to take care of the athletes. I had to set us up in the different locations and stuff like that. It was a struggle for me to do it, and I was able to mask that. Then after that, I had my good friend Sensei Christina Magliocco. She asked me to teach Team East-West and help coach the fighting team with her. And again, we did great. We did really well at all the tournaments. We were one of the top teams for a while, right? And then we started preparing people for the WKC. And then with the WKC, right, we had our members qualify for that. They were going to the World Championships. At the same time, I had my daughter, Leah, going to the World Championships. And then they asked me if I would also arbitrate and help with the continuous kickboxing team as well. And also arbitrate that when I got there, which went well. I was able to mask it and I was able to hide that I wasn't all that messed up. But again, I knew I was, right? And it was very stressful for me. Then I decided, you know what? I'm feeling all this stress. I knew I was messed up. I had to find a way, get away, right? I had to get away from all the stress, right? I had to leave East-West. I decided to come to Newfoundland. Started teaching for Alex Foley. Again, he took me in. I started teaching for him. We were doing really well. We had people on the national team. I was coaching the national team. But again, right, the straw that broke the camel's back, I guess, or Jim's back, is that I was arbitrating. I was coaching the team. I was trying to do all that stuff with my daughter, trying to coach her too. And the stress just really got to me. Right, and that's probably when I had my breakdown, was at the last setup, going for that World Championships, right? Arbitrating, getting in arguments with, because parents were upset with certain decisions I had to make, weren't happy about that. I understand, it's their kids, but the pressure on me, it just broke, right? At that point, I thought, you know what, I can't do this anymore. Fortunately, I had the Neural Defense program going, right, where I'm working with kids with ADHD, anxiety, autism, that kind of stuff. And when I started to teach those kids, I started to find my calling because they were struggling with the same kind of issues that I was with their memory, with their organization, that kind of stuff. And fortunately, I was able to put a lot of the things that I learned from coaching the elite athletes at the World Championships and help these kids not win medals, but win medals in life, have them achieve their goals, do the things that they wanted to do. And I didn't have the pressure of the World Championships, arbitrating, all of that kind of stuff. And it worked really well for me. And I started getting great results. I started teaching these kids, and I started teaching them, right, to disclose if they, because a lot of them were embarrassed that they had autism or ADHD. And I said, no, you know what? You got to be proud. You got to put that out there. You got to let people know. You got to use the compensatory strategies that we're doing. Use lists. As you can see, I've got a list in front of me because I learned, you know what? My memory might fail me, but these cards won't. At home, I've got my book that I use all the time to keep myself organized. I've got all my tasks. I know what I'm doing at my evening routine, my morning routine. I've got all my goals set out. I rely on paper. Paper helps me. And I told the kids the same thing. You know what? You've got to rely on your strategies that we're putting in place for you. Well, long story short, they did that and they started getting amazing results. They're achieving things far ahead of what I ever thought they'd be able to do. They make me so proud. And one of the things that I've told them is, hey, disclose, if you've got problems, disclose it. Let people know so that they can help you. And you're not masking it. You're not hiding it. You don't have to be ashamed of it. So I'm actually telling you guys, you're the first to know, right? My wife doesn't know, my daughters don't know that I'm doing this. They're going to find out at the same time as you do, right? Guys, girls, friends, right? What I want to say to you is those people that stuck by me, right? And put up with me because I changed. I was not the same Jim before the accident as I was after. I think in a lot of ways I was better, but hey, I was not the same person. So if you couldn't put up with me, I understand that. And you know what? I completely understand that, and thank you for giving me the opportunity. For those people that did stick by me and try to help me, so Sensei John and Sensei Mike and Mozamo and Christina, you know what? And Don Warner, you know what? Thank you very much, right? You guys helped me get my confidence back. Unfortunately, my brain, it gets overloaded when I'm doing too much. So I have to learn when to say, no, I can't do that, right? And I focus on what I can do. So I would like to thank you guys for putting up with me. Those people that couldn't put up with me, I apologize. I didn't want to get this brain injury, but it's what I'm left with. And I'm trying my very best to lead the best life that I can. And to my students, thank you for helping me get better. Thank you for forcing me to come out and being honest and letting people know what I'm struggling with. And hopefully now I don't have that stress of people finding out, right? And I can go on to achieving my goals. And those people that don't want to be with me, God bless you, and I hope you can achieve your goals. Oh, one last piece of news for you. I just got news from my daughter, Melanie, and she won't mind if I say this because I told her, right, is that today she is now cancer-free. Some of you are aware that she had cancer. She has now been told that she's cancer-free, and my best birthday gift I could have gotten, and I'm hoping that just stays that way. I'm going home now. Oh, actually, I'm not. I got 2 neuro defense classes to teach. Then I'm going home for birthday cake. So God bless you, and thank you for putting up with me and listening to this. Bye.